How's it going, everybody? It's over here, and we are back with Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. Okay, we are here in October 18th, 10 a.m. District Courtroom number 4. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Redgeworth. Your opening statement, please. The prosecution will show the court that 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in Studio 1 of Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact. I see. Very well. I would like to move on to some testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. Very well. I call a most familiar-faced Detective Gumshoe to the stand. Alrighty. Detective, if you will briefly describe this case to the court. Yes, sir. I'll explain it with the guide map here. To understand this case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studio, see? This here is the employee area. The actors did a run-through of their action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studios. The security lady that works at the studios was here at 1 p.m. at that day. Past the security station, there's a gate, see? Past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people there, or here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and the young woman, the production assistant. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Okay. Then after lunch, the victim Jack Hammer went to Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. Now, jump ahead to later that day, 5 p.m. The production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was cancelled. The time of death was 2:30 p.m. The samurai spear found lodged into the victim's chest was the murder weapon. That's the case, in brief. Anyone like to hear that again? Should I listen to that whole thing again? No. Skip it. I think you probably remember that. So the murder weapon was a spear. How medieval. Samurai spear added to the court record. Your Honor, this case is quite simple. If you ask one question, and that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see? Understood. Let's call the security officer to the stand. Alrighty. Miss Wendy OLDBAGS. Will the witness declare her name? My, aren't you a handsome fellow? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered. Your name, please. Oh dearie. No need for you to be embarrassed, just call me Grandma. Your name, please. Seems Edgeworth has a bit of a trouble getting his witnesses to say their names. Wendy OLDBAGS, dearie. So just call me Grandma, it's really... Objection! I object to this witness talkativeness. Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand. I was just getting to the good part, dearie. Perhaps we can get to the testimony. Now, the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct? Yes, see, I was. And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you. You know your stuff, dearie? You may begin your testimony. She sure is one heck of an old bag. Witness testimony, witness's account. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest have been doing a run-through since the morning. I, had some errands to run this morning. Anyway, it was 1 o'clock when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5 o'clock. Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Interesting to me. But a certain man walked right by me at 2 o'clock p.m. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading to the studio. You saw the defendant then, huh? Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Witness's account, okay. Alright. Okay, on the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at... So up until that time, anyone who wanted to go into the studio? Well, there wasn't a security guard at the gate, no. The main gate was locked, dearie. You need an employee card key to get in. Right, the card key that I have. So that's what she's saying. Sorry, so what she's saying is no one who wasn't supposed to be there could get in. Was there anyone at the studios when you arrived at the guard station? Oral Hammer and the rest of the... Okay. A run-through. They were working out a scene between the Steel Samurai and the Evil Magistrate. They got the basics figured out by noon and were to use the afternoon for practice. Rehearsal was supposed to start at 5 o'clock. That's why poor old Hammer went to Studio 1 in the afternoon. So Powers was in his dressing room, really? Or dressing room sleeping when he was supposed to be practicing. Talk about a laid-back hero. If there's a run-through in the morning, why did you only get there in afternoon? I had some errands to run in that morning. What kind of errands? Oh, well, you know. Answer the question. Actually, I was watching poor Hammer and Powers observing. You know. Observing? Weren't you supposed to be at the guard station? Whippersnapper, I told you I locked the gate, didn't I? I did my job. I'm not sure your boss would see it that way. Anyway, I always watch Hammer's run-throughs. Always. Never missed one in all my years. Wow, I want to see this Steel Samurai run-through too. You could quit being a spirit medium and take up guard duty. Not a bad idea. Anyway, it was 1 o'clock when I got to the guard station. Did you see the victim then? Did I see poor old Hammer? No. You've already gone to the studio before I got back to the guard station. Tell us what happened next. I was at the main gate until 5. Okay, so you were watching there the whole time. No breaks? Not even a second? Of course. I'm a professional, you know. Or are you criticizing how I do my job, Whippersnapper? No, it's just after seeing you eating those donuts in the guard station yesterday. I can watch the gate and eat donuts at the same time. Snipper Whapper. Snipper Whapper? Old Windbag is losing it, Nick. Why don't you raise an objection? So, the witness was on duty through the afternoon, the whole time. Very well. Oops, what did you see? Yeah, okay, now the murder happened at 2:30. Trying to see it. Okay. Now the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Okay. Okay, let's try this. How did you know that? Oh, I have my ways. That overdressed young detective told me. I fed him some donuts and he talked and talked. If you ask me, that detective isn't cut out for his job. Or Detective Gumshoe getting ratted out by a security guard. Interesting to me because a certain man walked by me at 2 p.m. And who was that? 2 o'clock, are you sure? Sure as spit. Oh, who is that man? Really? You should try not to get so excited about your age. You might strain something. No, don't get your skivvies all in the bunch. I'll tell you who it was. It was Powers, that man right there. Okay, 2 o'clock, right? Can I use this one? Here we go. Let me get this straight, old bag. Miss Old Bag. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. What is this exactly? None other than the Steel Samurai defender of Neo Tokyo. Miss Old Bag. Is this the Mr. Powers you saw? Of course. Didn't your mama teach you any senses, Sonny? Anyone can plainly see that's Powers, right? No, they can't. Well, I mean, I wonder. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai. I know that. I wasn't born yesterday. The one in this court is accusing you of that, Miss Witness. He's having trouble calling her old bag, apparently. However, you don't have to have the proof that the person in this photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you? Huh. Noisy old man. Of course I approve. What? Huh? Even Edgeworth is surprised. Prosecution would like to ask the witness. Please make known all the information in your possession ahead of time. How would I like to know everyone would be so noisy? You should be ashamed, all of you. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look. Uh-oh. Wow, old Windbag has left even Edgeworth speechless. She's good. Let's hear about your proof then. Okay, man in the photo. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty badly. Now, look at the photo. Look at the picture. You can see he's dragging his leg, see? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy? Okay. So he had sprained his ankle. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. She's got to be hiding something. I'll press her until she squeals. Okay. Cross-examination. Man in the photo. Okay, never said anything I don't mean, mind you. Whippersnapper. Hey, I haven't said anything yet. I'll have you know I'm not pointing fingers at anyone behind their backs. Everything I've said is on the straight or the narrow, the up and up. You today, always running around. Mr. Wright, please, for all sakes, try not to upset that witness. I think Edgeworth has met his match. That morning during the run-through action scene? Who was present at the run-through? Well, let's see. There was Powers, he's the Steel Samurai. The poor old Hammer, the evil magistrate, and me. And what exactly were you doing? Observing, just observing. What about the assistant? Oh, she was off moving backdrops around and such. So she didn't see the run-through then. Okay. You sure? Trip and fall. Yes, and to think he's supposed to be the Steel Samurai. What a laugh. So apparently he sprained his ankle. Oh, sorry. So Power sprained his ankle. I hope make it better for him, of course. You helped him make it better? I kiss it where it hurts. Let's just skip over that part, shall we? Where was the assistant then? Oh, her? She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't think about Powers' ankle. Let me continue her testimony. He broke one of the props, it was a big mess. He broke a prop. He broke a prop. Sure did. His own samurai spear. His samurai spear, the murder weapon. Luckily I was there with the duct tape to fix it. This strikes me as a significant detail. I better write this down in the court record. Okay. Samurai spear updated in the court record. Okay, the murder weapon. A break in the shaft has been mended with duct tape. Apparently he sprained his ankle pretty badly. Was Mr. Powers' ankle badly sprained? Not so bad that he couldn't walk anymore. He went to his dressing room to rest up after lunch. That's the nap. Anyway, I saw him dragging his foot when he walked. Dragging his foot? Okay. I think we've heard enough. Haven't we, Your Honor? Well, there's one thing that bothers me. Which is... where is the Steel Samurai costume now? Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We were looking though. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the Steel Samurai, yes? And it is clear that the person in the Steel Samurai suit was Mr. Powers, Will Powers. I suppose that's right. Are you sure you're sure, Your Honor? Object. Hold it right there. We keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the Steel Samurai. Nowhere in this photo we can see can we see Mr. Will Powers? The defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Powers. We have to consider the possibility, also. Then allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please? No need to ask twice. Okay, witness recount to continue. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., true? The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. No one else went there. If they did, I would have seen them. So if no one else went to the studio, then it would have been the Steel Samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Witness's account. Okay, here we go. Okay, the time before Hammer's death was 2... Okay. How do you know that? Eh? Did I explain? I gave donuts to the young detective. And then after some rubbish about it being a secret pal, he told me everything. I see Detective Gumshoe share his fellow officers' fondness for donuts. The only person I saw go to the studio before there was Will Powers. Are you sure? Absolutely sure? Oh, quite, Sonny. Nobody suspicious looking passed by at all. Nobody suspicious looking, right? No one else went there. Okay, no one else went there. What about before you got to the guard station? Maybe before 1 o'clock? Why, everyone was in the employee area before then. I locked the main gate so no one can get in. Not to mention, if they had, I would have seen them. Are you sure? The witnesses answered the question. Anyone going to the studio had to pass by the witness. That's right, Sonny. You let him have it, edgy boy. Edgy boy? Oh, whoops. Old windbag sure has... never mind. Or, well, you know what I mean. Old windbag has a way of skipping over important details after all. Or for that matter, entirely forgetting them. How convenient. Something for you to look forward to, perhaps. Okay, the time of Warhammer's death was... okay. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay, let's try this again. Well, this is only a short, so... okay. The only person I saw go to the street before they went to powers. Okay, hang on. I'm trying to think about it. Okay. Let's see. Let me save right here. In case I get it wrong. No, I know that's not gonna work. No. Okay. That's not gonna work. Let's see. No one else was there. Huh. This is interesting. I'll just keep pressing on. Are you sure? Okay, so what's this one? Hold on. Look at this photograph one more time. This photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studios, correct? Yes, sirree, Sonny. So whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture. And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground. Right. Anyway, it's also true that the computer in the guard station records all security cam data. Oh, you know, if you wanted to work at the studio, you might have an opening. That very computer printed out this photo. Note that on the back of the photo are printed the words, October 15th, 2 p.m., photo number 2. Even I know that means it was taken at 2 p.m. on October the 15th. Really, Sonny? Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit of the end where it says photo number 2. Photo number 2? The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1 if it really was the only photo? Ooh. Order. Order. Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. Actually, that's what I wanted to ask the witness. This evidence shows that no one but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet there is only data for one of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access, the security lady herself. You answered Moss, where's Representative Snipper? The only person I saw that day was was Will Powers. But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by. Well, yes, that's what it would seem like, or would seem to mean. Can the witness explain this to the court? I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Edgy boy, help. Huh? Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either. Some help you are. You're a whippersnapper too. Whippersnapper? Something the matter, Miss Oldbag? Ah, that's right. I just remembered something. Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate. Someone other than the Seal Samurai? Oh yes, I suppose we could put it that way. I see. Your testimony, please. Alright, here we go. The other person. Every day I finish my guard duties, I have one important job to do. Or one other important job to do. I go to the photos recorded on security camera and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking at you, see? Come to think of it, so now, I remember throwing out one photo that day. Miss Oldbag, this is the first I've heard of this. Well, of course, honey. Only just remembered it. Right. Anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination. Well, I'd say there was a turn for the unexpected, but I guess kind of expected this. Okay, the other person. Every day after I finish the guard duties, I have one important job to do. Another job? That's right. I check all the people that passed by at the main gate that day. I look closely at every one of the photos that security camera takes. Do you back up all the security camera data? Oh, they keep telling me to do it. Okay. But those computers are just so frustrating. I throw out any photos that are suspicious looking, you see? How exactly do you determine what isn't suspicious looking? Oh, you can tell by looking at their faces for the most part. For the most part? This is a murder trial, Miss Oldbag. Well, I didn't touch that suspicious looking Will Powers photo, didn't I? I think she's missing the point. Okay, let's see. Come to think of it, couldn't think of that a little earlier. Okay. Sorry, I was doing something earlier. Let's see. What about a more the race photo? Okay. Okay, well, who's in the heck was in that photo you erased? A fanboy. Fanboy? Still samurai fanboys. Real freaks if you ask me. They get information about the rehearsals from gosh nowhere. They're always hanging around. One was there that day. Wait a second, didn't you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one can get in. Those were your words. Oh? You must know there's a drain that goes into the employee area. The grate has been loose for a while. It leads outside and well, that's where they come in. They came in through the drain? I told you they were freaks. Oh, and... let's see, and... They're kids, children, whippersnappers. Kids? So on the photo that you erased, it was a boy, probably 2nd or 3rd grade. What? Order. Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gate on their way into the studio that day. One was the Steel Samurai. The other was the boy who looked to be about 2nd or 3rd grade. Oh yes, well, you see his type that they're every day. Or we see his type they're here every day. Can't catch him, can't stop him. I will boy in 2nd and 3rd grade. I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, on a fanboy, to wield the samurai spear. Impossible, I think it's quite heavy. Right. As I said, I didn't pay him much attention. That's why I erased the data. Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there. That makes us suspicious. Okay, let's see. Make him a suspect. Yeah, and they're already trying to unsuspect him. This court will take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider this new information. And no forgetting vital information this time. October 18th. 11:08. District Court. Defendant Lobby number 3. Mr. Powers? Yes? Tell me straight. Were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio? I didn't go to the studio. I was sleeping, honest. So what was the Steel Samurai in that security... Or who is that Steel Samurai in that security photo? How should I know? That Steel Samurai costume was off in the corner. And... anyone could have walked in and taken it, really. What? You should take better care of your stuff. I couldn't imagine anyone who would want to steal a samurai costume. Let's see. It doesn't look good. You're the only likely suspect right now. Nick, what are we going to do? First, we play one more time. Or play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else that could conceivably have done this. Right. And it'll take them so long to shoot us down when we can't get along. Let's see. Alright. Right. But if you pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot. You don't sound very optimistic. I'm not optimistic at all, actually. Hey Nick, it's time. Okay, let's go. What does that mean? Please don't say it like that. Cool, we're now reconvening for the trial of Mr. Powers. Mr. Ashworth, will you present the prosecution thoughts on this matter? The prosecution thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studios was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may have not be hard evidence. But there is still no one else that could have committed this crime. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Will Powers. Very well. Mr. Wright, your thoughts? The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claim. There is another person who could have committed this crime. Order. Interesting. Let us hear who you have in mind, however. Be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized. Right, great. As if the stakes weren't high enough. So who was this person other than Mr. Powers that could have committed the murder? Security lady? The assistant girl? Or the grade school boy? He wouldn't have done it. Let's try the security lady. It was the security lady with the old bag. Ooh. The steel samurai is dragging its legs in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew about the morning's injury. Maybe because they have been watching the action scene run through. There was only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about the injury. The security lady old bag. What? Whippersnapper. Order. Is it true, old bag? Old bag? That's Miss Old Bag to you. Miss Old Bag was standing guard alone in the main gate. She was by herself, in other words, she has no alibi. She could have briefly left her post to steal the steel samurai costume. Then slipped into Studio 1, the scene of the murder. Why would she go through the trouble of wearing the steel samurai costume? Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. If she was in this costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers. I see. Excellent detective reasoning, Mr. Wright. Oh yeah, right here. Sherlock Holmes 2, baby. That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edward pounces? Doesn't he usually just jump up with an objection and some new damning evidence? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion on this matter? The prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time. What? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, so you all think I did it? Is that it? Edgy boy, don't just sit there, do something. What's my move? Maybe now's my chance to take this the whole new way. Give Granny a big press further. The very same reasoning that makes Mr. Powers a suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Miss Oldbag's actions on the day. But why would I do something so horrible to the poor Hammer? You forget that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive, too. Indeed. That did it. Now Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope. Wait, just a minute. What about the other person who went to the studio? The boy. The one whose photo I erased. He's only a grade schooler, though. As you said, 2nd or 3rd grade, was it? That doesn't matter. When I was that age, I could pin my old man in 10 seconds tops. Your thoughts, Mr. Wright? That boy is not the killer. What? How can you be so sure? Or is it be nice to the kids and mean to your elders, Day? Mean whippersnapper? I have proof. Proof? Indeed? Then let's see this proof, Mr. Wright. We have proof that shows the boy could not have committed this murder. Yeah, because he needs a key card. The scene of the murder, as we all know, was Studio 1. However, you need a key card to enter Studio 1. How could a boy with no formal relation to the studios have a card key? I see. Well, would the witness care to comment on this? Yeah. The windbag, speechless. This has got to be the first. Very well. This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness. Miss Windy. What was her name? Something old bag, Your Honor. Then the prosecution will look further into this old bag before we continue. That is all. This court will adjourn. Alright. Wait a second. I'm not going to just sit here while you run off barking up the wrong tree, me. I'm talking. Uh-oh. Oh great, stop the presses. The windbag wants to talk. Miss Oldbag, what's this all about? Have you admitted something from your testimony? Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about. Not to talk about? By whom? Huh? You mean it wasn't Edgeworth who told her not to talk? Well, testify. Uh-oh, here we go. My lips were sealed. Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studio on the day of the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been at the studio that day. But if you're going to accuse me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free. Ooh. Miss Oldbag, this is crucial information. Why did you keep this from the court until now? Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap, and I always do what I'm told. No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the old bag. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Very well. My lips were sealed. Okay, so Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet. There were some other people at the studio. Okay. They had said nothing to do with it. They said they had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't seen it. Oh, okay, so I guess we press on them? Okay. Okay, they said it had nothing to do with it. Miss Oldbag, this is a trial for murder. I know that, silly. Still, they were pretty convincing about having nothing to do with it. And they gave me a little bonus on the side. So you got your bonus and you still talked? Well, sometimes that's how it works sometimes. Okay, so they pretend... So they were actually in the studio? Yes, the whole day. When they heard about the murder, they beat it before the cops came. I'll kill this woman, I swear it. I feel so sorry for Edgeworth, almost. She really left him hanging on this one. But if they're going to accuse me, I'm not letting them go scot-free. Them? Who are these people? Well, the director and the producer, for starters. The director? We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of their act scene without a director? Of course. Yes, well, I was surprised no one asked about it. So, where were these people? The director was in the employee area all morning for the run-through. He joined the producer around lunchtime, and they had a meeting after that. Where? Oh, in the Studio 2's trailer. Studio 2? There was a Studio 2? Well, if you look at the guide map, here it is. You go through the gate and all the way to the left. The path where the monkey's head was fallen over. Ah. Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to cross-examine? I think I've already asked all my questions, but... Continue cross-examination. Okay, they said they had nothing to do with it. Okay, so... Who are these people? Okay, oh, that's right, I already, never mind, I know. Yeah, I know. Okay, so at least we know no. Yes, I know, the monkey. Yes, I want to continue. Okay. They said they had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me to pretend I had nothing. So you were told not to talk. That's right, by the studio and the TV bigwigs, no less. Why didn't I hear about this? Don't be too hard on yourself, Sonny. We were all all in on it. Okay, there's some other people. Alright, I guess, okay. Let's look at this stuff. Let's look at the prison. Let's see. Okay, the murder weapon, a break in the shaft has been mended. Pierced by the... This is interesting. Hold on. Let's see. They said they had nothing to do with it. Okay, I guess I can't cross-examine this one. This could be... Okay, so... Okay, it's not an autopsy report. You can't use that one. No, it's not gonna work. No. Okay. I know this is gonna be easy, but okay. The murder weapon. Yeah, nothing to do with it. Well, I'll probably take a break from the thingy. I should have just, Oh, what am I doing? Okay, hold on. I know, hold on, not that one. Take a break. Okay. Okay, so we gotta... Okay, so I told it impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant. The court acknowledges the defense's point. Okay, so we will take a break then, okay. Prosecution will gain further information about Miss Oldbag and more information about the other people we have just been told of. I understand, Your Honor. This ends today's proceedings and the trial of Mr. Will Powers. That is all. The court is adjourned. Alright, so now we know we gotta... October 18th, 1:04 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me. Aw, really? It's nothing. Oh, or should I... We'll be going down to the studios to do some more investigating. We'll have to find out more about the director and the producer. They'll be turning up in the next trial as witnesses for certain. So now's my chance to get the material for the cross-examination. So Nick, have we figured out just who is in the steel samurai costume? Could it really have been old Windbag? What do you think, Mr. Powers? I don't think it was her, really. Neither do I, Nick. Yeah, I know. Look, I was buying the time back there. Someone had to be the bad guy for a bit to take the pressure off Mr. Powers. Poor old windbag. I feel kind of sorry for her. Oh, she wasn't winning any points in there with or without my accusation. Okay, let's get down to the studios. Alright, we'll be back to visit you soon. Thanks, guys. Okay, never mind, I can't sniff that. Oh, yo. Alright, cool. I guess this is a great stopping point. To be continued. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop right here. So I just want to say thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time in the next one. Bye bye.